Hello, welcome to Taekwondo Training. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. Joining me on today's show, I like to call him maybe the pride of Ossipee, New Hampshire, second degree black belt, Mr. Bob Irwin. Welcome to the show, Bob.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
Bob.
show.
Thank you.
Tell us a little about yourself before we begin, Bob.
Well, almost 74 years old.
74.
Avid golfer. Unfortunately, I don't know how you would say it, but I haven't worked out for a number of years now.
Right.
In Taekwondo, as you get older, you lose a little bit of your pep and step and whatnot. Ran my own consulting business for 25 years before I retired and enjoyed that. Yeah. Now I'm enjoying golf in New Hampshire, retirement.
Yeah. And we got a podcast show we're going to be doing right after this. It'll be live. And I had the pleasure of, that's how I met Bob just a couple of months ago. We were on the same team in a golf tournament. 74 years old. I figure I got him by a couple of pounds. I says, all right, I'll probably be the long driver. He blew me away. I went, whoa. And he said, 74 years old, and I went, whoa. Then he says, well, I took Taekwondo, but there we go. And he said, and the thing is, he's here today. I asked him that day, it was a couple of months ago. I said, sure. And he just had surgery about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And there's your indomitable spirit in Taekwondo. Surgery, he said, I'm going. I said I was going, and I'm there. So thank you, Bob.
That's it.
What we're going to do today is basic exercise, close-in fighting, okay? As I said, he just had surgery. We're going to go light. And it's going to be so basic and easy to follow at home, as we always do. We're just going to do a couple little techniques, and the time goes by really fast. So what we're going to do, I'm going to start off attacking Bob, and he's just going to start off with basic block. You can explain the block, and then how you can advance just a little with that block. All right? Okay. Eight!
Basic outer forearm block. Back fist to the head.
Nice. So when you started the block, comes up here, and then snaps.
Comes up and snaps across.
Again.
Snaps across.
Right.
And I know in training oftentimes we'll use the meat of the arm.
Right.
So we don't hurt each other. But in real life, I'm using that bone because I want to hurt on the block.
Right. That's right.
As well as on the strike.
And that's a back fist.
That's a back fist.
And what part of the fingers are we hitting with the back fist?
The two knuckles.
The two knuckles. So your ring finger and your index finger, those will be the two knuckles that you're snapping back.
Right.
Okay? We're going to do it a couple of times, and then I think he's going to just add 1 or 2 moves with it. But that's pretty basic. And as he said, when you do this, boy, it's like an axe or a bat.
Right.
And so your opponent, as he's punching, you're hitting this very vulnerable spot. All right? You have the whole wrist, you have all this meat in here, which is tender.
Very tender.
And this bone right here, boy, that'll break or really maim a person they're coming in. So that's one thing about Taekwondo. We're smashing art. We're not too delicate. And I'm not to say anything about any other arts. Kung Fu is kind of delicate. Flowing motion. We come in and we smash hard. Yeah. And so that we don't have to fight. Maybe are we lazy or something? I don't know. We don't want to keep fighting. We want to stop the fight right there.
Have it over with.
Right? Yeah. So, and when we do stuff like this, when you're practicing with your friends or your parents, whatever, this is what we call getting into a fighting stance. All right, fighting stance. And I usually go, "Hey!" And what happens is I'm letting him know I'm ready. What he would do is he'd yell back, "Hey!" And that means we're both going to be in sync. That's so that nobody gets hurt, nobody gets hit. Right. You have to have control in Taekwondo, on the martial arts. If not, it's useless because you're going to hurt each other. You're going to hurt each other.
True.
And we know because you have the experience.
Yeah. Yep.
So here we go. Hey! Yep, that's it. And back fist. Nice.
A little bit of balance. That's my age.
That's fine. Go easy. Go
easy.
He just had the operation, and even this is it's going to scare me. So if you feel any pain or anything,
no, I'll be good. So I did step in from the fighting stance. You noticed I stepped into that because I want to get
right there.
A good eye on the block, and then
snap.
A fast snap. You want to be close enough that you've got the power and you're not reaching for it and maybe miss. The other thing about that is if I block him hard enough, that takes that fist out of the way. He can't immediately strike the back of my head or anything like that. He's got a long reach, and I've got a faster punch to the head.
Right. Nice. So that's pretty basic. I mean, and you could practice if you were alone in the mirror, 1, 2, all right? You go 1, and try to keep your hand up here. You see how he's opposite of the final motion, right? He's not going like this. He's snapping it. That's it. And that snapping gets his hip moving, and that gets all the power, and it increases your power, all right? Where there's power doing this, but not much. And as I always tell them, I always bring up golf.
Yeah.
If you don't have a snap,
Yeah.
say he golf like this, and we see it, right? There's nothing.
Nothing.
The body's got to be loose. You got to snap right into it. You got to go right into the technique.
And just amazingly, this is all muscle memory. I'm not thinking about this so much. This is from memory.
Well,
All
of
that
course.
snap. It just
Thousands of times.
thousands of times.
You do something thousands. The golf.
Right.
You swing the golf, and not that it's going to hit the ball straight.
No.
But this is a little easier because when you constantly do any technique over and over, muscle memory in any sport is what takes over.
Right.
And if you say, oh, I'll do it 10 times and that'll be it, I'll never do it again, you're not going to learn anything.
Right.
Nothing's going to happen. All right, so let's do it one more time, and you're going to add something. Did you want to add a little more on that?
I'll add another.
Okay, so I'm here. Hey! Heights! 1, 2, and elbow. Elbow to the midsection. So he's barely touching me with this block, right? And I can feel it. He doesn't feel it because he's using the top part of his bone. And this right here, so he's barely touching me. So if he was to really give me a shot here, the nerves, everything would shake.
That's tense, yeah. That's very
And depending on where you hit, and then the stronger you are, you could really do some damage. You stop your opponent. So after you did the back fist, right?
Back fist.
Back fist to me, right?
Still protecting here.
Right?
Back under with an elbow.
So he's hit me up here, all right, or in the face area, and then he comes down, little elbow to the midsection. Taekwondo is overkill. We like to overkill. So I always tell my people, after you think you got them and they're down, walk away or run away. Just do what you have to do.
One more variant, if you don't mind.
Okay.
All right?
Hey! It's 1, 2. Spin elbow.
Spin
Nice.
elbow.
Another
You're
spin
stepping in elbow.
Right.
You're spinning elbow.
And as you're there, you could even do another back fist down below up to my face. No, with the same hand. Right? Boom,
here.
you're right there.
Right.
The flow and the amount of technique we can throw, it's infinite. It's infinite.
The block is the key.
The block is
the key.
Yes.
You have to make it effective.
And the thing is, when you practice blocks, if you want to do strong blocks, all right, you don't want to be doing strong blocks hitting your partner because you're going to hurt him.
Right.
So even if he had pads on. So what you do is you have a nice pad. I should have brought a pad. It's in the car, but I didn't. And you practice the blocks with someone going like this with a nice pad. And you're snapping and you're hitting and your body's getting used to it. And so when the time comes you have to use it, boy, you're going to be right there. You're going to be right there with the power. All right, so I'll do one. I'll do a technique now, something real nice and easy, just so that we're not moving too much. And as I say, he had surgery, and I appreciate that so much. But I don't want to be the one that says, "Oh, Bob was doing fine." And yeah, I'm lucky you're here. Say he grabs me right here. Yeah, there's so many techniques. I mean, once he did this, even if his hand was up to punch, right? Once he did this, he gave me all the openings in the world. I mean, the easiest thing I could do was just a nice little elbow to the face, because I'm right there. Now, if I do this, he's going to have a hard time punching me. And in the meantime, I just took his jaw out. All right? Or he grabs me and upset here. If he does want to throw, I'm dying to touch it. All right.
You're good.
Upset here. If he wanted to throw a punch, all right, I could come up, do a nice little high section block. Yeah. So upset here, block, elbow again. All right, I go 1, 2, 3. And I'm making it up as I go along. I didn't practice any of this. It's muscle memory. All right. He grabs me. I can keep his hand there. All right. Take his elbow. Look at. I'm not going to bring him down. So once I have him, he wants to grab me. Good. I got you. You stay there. Now all I'm doing is taking his elbow, and I would bring him right down to the ground. All right. We're not going to do that.
I think, Grandmaster Bob, some of what you do is the more you do the techniques, the more you practice them. things will come naturally, and you'll get broadcast from your opponent what the right technique would be.
Right, that's
it
right.
depends on their stance, their body size, shape,
Everything, yeah.
and you'll have enough
That's right.
that you have options.
And the thing is, especially Taekwondo, that's why I love Taekwondo. We're small in stature. You know, we're both about 5'7", 5'8", thin people. And you fight big guys, you better have an array of technique. Right. And you really kind of don't want to let them grab you. So that's what's great about Taekwondo, and I loved it. You know, you go for the body parts, all the vulnerable body parts, whether it's a kick or it's a punch, very fast. And I don't care if you're this big mammoth, Hulk. If I hit you in certain spots in your body that you can't develop, you're going to go down. You're going to go down. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Right. And so you have to remember that. Size really isn't, size and weight, it really isn't, it doesn't matter in Taekwondo. Sure. Actually, in most martial arts, and I'm always saying Taekwondo, any martial arts is practiced with passion and a good instructor will work. It will. Got to do them 1,000 times.
Repetition.
But yeah, it's repetition. That's why you have to have a passion.
Yep.
If you don't have a passion, it's like, I'm not going to work out again. No. You got to want to do it. And with you being a golfer, we understand our passion for golf. We love the game so much. We're not going to any PGA tournament, but to get out there and drive or get a chip or.
Yep. Yeah, fine. That's the passion that I had early on for Taekwondo.
Yeah.
Before I,
Well, life happens.
Life happens. Life gets in the way.
You have so much time in a day, and you have to make priorities. Even myself, sometimes Taekwondo took a priority and it shouldn't have. And I regret that sometimes. Because my passion, when you have a family, you have a job and stuff, and all of a sudden you make sure that Taekwondo doesn't, sometimes you regret that. And I sometimes do.
I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
But it's anything.
It's
with
like
your job,
anything.
right?
But it's, how do I say? Taekwondo or a comic book? I'm going to do Taekwondo.
That's right.
Right?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. So.
Or watch All in the Family
All
when
in
you
the
were a
Family,
kid
right,
or something.
yeah.
And half of them out there have never heard of All in the Family. What's that? Yeah.
What's that?
All right. So I want to do one more.
Sure.
Let's do something easy.
All right. So the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do an inner block.
Yeah.
You're going to throw a punch, and I'm going to block it in like this. And now I've got some options here too. First one is a kick. If I step far enough, I can also take your knee out.
Take the knee right out.
Okay.
Yeah. And when you hit me here, if he did that block, right, those are the floating ribs because he turned me away. He hits me in the floating ribs. These ribs break so easy because they're just hanging. They're not really connected, the bottom floating ribs. Right. They break very easy. You've broken have you ever broken a?
I've not broken a rib, no. I've a few other things, but not.
Yeah. You break it, you can't breathe. Yeah. Never mind wanting to fight. Yeah. You can't breathe, you can't laugh, you can't sleep at night. Right. And there's not much they can do unless you're really gone. You got to heal it by itself, so you got to go easy. Right. And the floating ribs, many a time, because when we would spar, we would go and the pads could be here. You'd be around the pad and you'd nail it. Kind of got used to it. Well, there we go. And you can't train. No. You got to give yourself at least 2 weeks because you can't move. So as I came in with the punch and he blocked, see that nice palm block right there? And then, boom, right there in the floating
and ribs. I've got the power coming from the snap and the hips.
That's right.
I've got the stance out to the right.
That's right. Look at his stance. He's coming in. Everything. Are you a righty?
I'm a righty.
All right. So all his power, he's way back there, and And as I block, I'm kind of off balance, right? So all this is wide open.
Wide open.
Now he finished me off. So he knew he hit me. He knew he hit me in the ribs. All right, that hurts. Now he's going to give me a little snap to the knee. You snap someone into the knee on an angle like that, 8 pounds of pressure will take the knee out. And you might not walk for a long time.
They're not getting back up.
No. And when your meniscus and your tendons and anything in that knee break, you go down and you're done. So that type of exercise or technique is ruthless. But if you're in danger,
it's a situation.
Situation.
If Taekwondo taught me nothing, it taught me it's better to walk away from a situation than to get involved.
That's right.
But if you're going to get involved, do it all the way.
or they're going to hurt you.
Or they're going to hurt you.
Or kill you, or your family.
Or your
whatever.
family,
Yeah,
your
so
loved ones. Right.
If someone's attacking you and you're not a bully, and you're not going to go looking for fights, but if they're coming to you, that means they've done it before and they don't care. They're ruthless.
Right.
And they're trying to take you out. As I say, small in stature, a lot of bullies up there. Oh, small guy. Oh yeah? Well, okay, just leave me alone and walk away.
Yep.
But big guy, 400 pounds, weightlifter. If Bob hits him with that, all right, he punches him, hits him here, but if he hits him with that kick right there, a nice, easy little basic kick, right there on the knee. And notice, if you hit someone on the knee straight in and break it in there, they're in trouble. But here, they're weak, because your knees are weak this way, all right? And if he was to kick me there and snap, then you walk away. You say, all right.
Walk away. Move just that. We're done.
Yeah, that's, isn't it, as I tell them, because it's an informational show for people out there with their children or their family, and they can't afford class or they don't have time.
Right.
But you can watch us at home.
Right.
And this is on YouTube. We're on YouTube, by the way, datv.org. All you have to do is Google Grandmaster Bob Lemire, Taekwondo Grandmaster Bob Lemire. Google that, and you'll get all my shows. And watch them over and over and over. All right. I meet people in the, I meet them in the store in Hannaford, in Drake, and people come up to me and goes, because I've been doing the show for 33 years. I started in Pelham many years ago.
You're not that old.
Yeah. And their children were 5 years old watching me 33 years ago. And now they're 35-year-old with their own children still watching the shows.
Wow.
So it makes me happy that you have that type of crowd that wants to watch and learn.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And they still throw kicks. He goes, my son's still throwing kicks. He watched you. So these little things. Now, especially with that side kick that Bob showed, and even the punches here. When you're practicing and your kids are practicing together or you're with your friends, you can't make a mistake. No. If he made a mistake and hit me, as I said, 8 pounds of pressure could take the knee out. 8 pounds means a child 6 years old who did the right technique would take a big guy out or us out without even trying. Yeah. Most techniques in Taekwondo, if done right, even the most basic that we're doing here, takes out your opponent. You know, and as he's doing with the flow, he's done a couple of techniques now. 1, 2. He's always in the watch again. The flow he's in. He's going one way. He hits. He's going. Everything's going in the direction.
Everything's going in a direction.
Right? He's not fighting himself or after one thing throw the other kick where he's off balance. You keep your balance. He's got the perfect stances so that he's on balance. And when he throws that punch, he's got the perfect stance. Boom, he's coming in.
Locked in.
All his power. All his power. I like that technique. That's it. Anything that's basic for people, especially they say, I can't kick high. Or if you throw any high kicks again, I can't watch it because I can't. You don't have to. You know? But when you do this kick to the knee, watch how he just chambers up. He comes up. You have to bring the leg way up and then come down. All right? You just can't lift the leg up. You can't. I can't even do that. Right. You got to come up, snap it. So you got to give yourself a little area where you're coming in hard. And he's on the knife edge of his foot, which excuse me, you don't have to be on the knife edge, especially with that, but he's using the knife edge. We know what the knife edge is, right? But even if it was flat foot, him hit me with that with a flat foot, boom, all right? And then, even after you hit me here, right, look at it, his hands are up here. He's ready, another back fist if he wants. I mean, it's like boom, 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 boom. And that's how you put combinations together. All right, you put combinations together. All right, I'll do another one. Just something very easy. He grabs me again. Now, last time I went this way, and I'm not going to bring him down, but right here. All right. See how I kept his elbow bent? All right. Remember that. This time he grabs me again. From here, boom. I can hit this as hard as I want. Here on the muscle, up here. Right. Boom. Come back. Elbow. Boom. Elbow underneath. Look at it. I have 1, 2, 1, 2, right? 1, 2. I can do any kind of elbow. I'm right there, all right? And as I'm doing that, as he grabs me and I do this, right? Boom, right? He's not going to be able to punch me here because look at it. It's too late. I took his eye out, or I broke his nose or his jaw, right? An elbow is like a bat. Oh. And as I tell you, yeah. And I've broken many boards with my elbow because it's so hard. But if you do something wrong, you chip your elbow. And I got pieces in there that float around my whole life. And you don't want to play around it because there's a bursa sac there.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a bursa sac is, and even now, all of a sudden there's a sac here. I swear it gets that big.
I've had them like this. Yeah.
They're like that. You got to get. I had to get steroids because I injured it so much. But when you hit the body or you hit the face, this is and go like this with your hand, and you can tell.
This is going to give first. This is going to give
first.
Of course,
it's going to give
before the elbow. Oh,
and you don't need much. Very lightly do this. Now just think if that was your head, the jaw, the face. You get hit in the temple, you kill someone. You get hit in the throat, all right, very lightly. You hurt someone, kill them. So you can't play around. And as I say, at home, and safety is everything. If your kids are here, make sure that they're not, oh, I missed, and little Johnny loses his nose, or his jaw breaks, or the teeth are out.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And, oh, where'd you learn that? Oh, from that guy on TV. No, I'm saying be so careful. Maybe wear helmets if you have the children and stuff. And but now Bob's 74. You can see he's in really good shape. Even though a couple of weeks ago, surgery, pretty intensive surgery. We won't even get into it, but intensive surgery, stomach area. Here he is right here, moving around. At 74, all right? After surgery, your whole life. Thank God you trained. Thank God you moved. Thank God you did all this your whole life. Your body says, okay, I'm here for you. I'm going to heal for you. You did things right. You watch your diet, I can tell, right?
Yep, right.
You watch your diet.
Right.
Out in the golf course. Up in Indian Mound, give Indian Mound a shout out.
Walked and carried my bag until this year.
Wow.
I had sciatic, I still have it. And Doc says don't carry this year.
Yeah.
Get through that and back to carrying next year.
Yep.
So, yeah.
It's the best thing in the world.
Oh, great exercise.
When you have any kind of, like an arthritis or something, the worst thing you do is nothing.
Right.
Because it's going to get worse and worse. Walking with your bag of clubs. You don't do it anymore. Well, me and my wife, we get in the car. It is tough. And Indian Mound is a long golf course. And if you're doing the back nine, I don't know if you ever did the back nine.
Do it, yeah.
You're Billy Goat.
Billy Goat.
But the workout, it's a full workout.
It is, yeah.
And do you play better when you play better?
I play better when I carry.
But yeah. You know, they say it slows you down.
It slows you down. It gives you a chance to think,
Yeah.
to appreciate.
A lay of the land.
Lay of the land.
You're seeing the lay of the land. You don't think that much is going on in your brain, but everything is focusing.
It is.
Yeah. And I noticed when I used to carry my clubs, I played better. And then once you get into tournaments, a lot of them they don't want you to. They'd rather have you drive just for the speed. Everything's about speed these days. We're almost done with the show. How's that?
Good.
Time
flies.
That was the quickest half hour in our life.
Yeah.
Again, 74. I'm going to be 60. I'm 68. What am I? I'm going to be 60. I just turned 68. You want to stay youthful? Just keep moving.
Keep moving.
Keep moving. Oh, I hurt. Oh, well, get over that. Go see a doctor, get that done, and just get back to the gym or get back to anything you're passionate.
I do a series of exercises at least 3 or 4 days a week when I'm healthy.
Right.
3 or 4 days a week, and the bulk of those exercises came from when I started Taekwondo back in 1983.
1983.
The bulk of those exercises come from that. I still do them today, even though I don't train.
1983. That was only a couple of years ago.
It just seems like yesterday.
1983.
Seems like yesterday.
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, that's how fast time goes.
It does. Yeah.
And I want to play golf, and I want to train and work out till I'm 95. Hopefully it can happen.
It could.
Hopefully 100, I don't know.
It could.
With modern science, they can keep us alive. And the hospitals and the doctors are so good that if your diet, and I know you have a pretty good diet, if your diet's right, you train, you exercise, you have a good frame, always you can't stress out, all right? We all stress out. You gotta let life, you just gotta enjoy your life. Enjoy your family, enjoy everything you're doing, because life is short. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, where did 75 years go? Where did 68 years go? Wow,
Yeah.
you know? And then time starts picking up. The speed of time.
Speed of time.
Because you're looking ahead
fast.
going,
Yeah.
what's next? What's the next in the chapter
Right,
of,
right.
of Bobby? Bob, thank you very much. I
Bob,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
it.
I appreciate it. I
I'm gonna-
appreciate you asking me to come.
I'm going to ask you to come again down the road. We're going to do a podcast now, as I mentioned. So you can turn into that podcast, YouTube, right? Taekwondo Grandmaster Bob Lemire. Just Google it, and you'll get the podcast, and you'll get the Taekwondo shows and all the shows that we've done recently in the last couple of years. So again, thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob.
Cheerio. See how fast that went?